What to ask when the doctor's not in. As a health professional, you know that asking good questions in a patient intake situation is important. It's important to understand the proper formation of questions so that you are confident in asking a person questions in order to diagnose and in order to obtain effective treatment for individual patients. That's what we're going to be looking at in this slide set. There are three categories of questions that we're going to look at today. The first category that we're going to look at uses question words. This is really a matter not of content but of grammar in the way the questions are formed. In this first category of question words are used. Question words such as what, where, how, who, when, why. Question words are used in information questions. The question word starts the sentence and it ends with a question mark. The following are some examples. How are you feeling today? When did you get this pain? How long have you had this problem? How many times a day are you urinating? You'll notice that I put the emphasis in each of these questions on the first word or the question word. However, this is not always natural. In our course previous to today, you'll note that we have said that emphasis and even the meaning of a sentence can be changed through intonation, pausing, and other forms of drawing attention to a word. It's natural for an English speaker to put the emphasis on different places in the sentence and not always emphasize the first word or the question word. I'm going to reread the sentences and ask you to notice how the intonation is different in each case. How are you feeling today? When did this pain start? How long have you had this problem? How many times a day are you urinating? The information question has a basic word order that is different than the normal English sentence. You'll notice that it starts with the question word. It's then followed by a helping verb. Instead of another verb, you have the subject of the sentence and then the main verb, followed by a question mark. You'll notice also that the helping verb carries the tense of the sentence and agrees with the subject. And at the same time, the main verb does not have this information about the tense of the verb of the sentence or agree with the main subject. This is different from the normal word order of an English sentence. A normal English sentence starts with the subject, you'll remember, passes on to the verb, with or without auxiliary verbs or helper verbs, and it's then completed by something else that completes the idea. In this case, there's an adverb phrase, in my head. The second type of question that you can ask is the yes-no question. As its name states, this kind of question can be answered with either a yes or a no. As with the question word type of question, it has the same inverted or backwards type of word order as the information question. It starts with the helper verb or the auxiliary verb. It's followed by the subject and then the main verb, plus whatever else is needed to complete the idea of the sentence. It does not start with the subject as a normal word order phrase would do. So I'll give you some examples here. Did you have a fever last night? Did you take your medication today? Can your daughter pick you up tomorrow at the hospital? You'll notice that in the examples that I just gave, the intonation or the emphasis was on the first word of the sentence. You can change the meaning and the emphasis of the sentence in order to extract different information from the patient depending on which word you emphasize and where you put pauses. Therefore, I'll read these questions again and just have you notice how the meaning or the emphasis of the question shifts according to how I've said it. Did you have a fever last night? Did you take your medication today? Can your daughter pick you up tomorrow at the hospital? Another way to ask a question is to raise your voice at the end of a normal order sentence in English. There's no special question word, and as I said, the word order is the same as a normal sentence. It's all done through intonation of your voice. A question can be indicated in English through your voice rising at the end, but this doesn't always have to be the case, as in the examples I've already given to you. But in this third situation, the intonation going up at the end of the sentence is the only way that you indicate that it is really a question and that you're looking for an answer. So the final example on the slide would sound like this in order to be a question. You took your medication today? This type of question can also be effective, even though it doesn't have a specific question word, in order to draw the patient's attention to the information that you're looking for.